Bro, people are going to be talking about Prime Volk for years. Prime Volkanovski, we talk about him like he was Darth Vader after episode 3. 25-0. He went planet to planet, taking out champions. Used to weigh 215 pounds, played rugby, cut down to 145. Best striker in the record books, outstruck him, Max Holloway. Volk is a gamer, man. He'd get his game plan dialed in so good. You couldn't just come in there and go against him like, oh, I'm just going to throw hands. Nah, dude. He'd beat you so bad. You go to touch your head afterwards, your head would be soft. Like when you crack a boiled egg, your head would be soft. If you hit on the 1 and 3, he'll return on the 2, the 4, and the 5. He was so good. He had everything. If he's fighting Islam Makhachev, he's going to have the best wrestling defense in the whole sport that we've ever seen. To the point where Islam had his back for a whole entire round. We gave Volkanovski the round, bro. The judges gave Islam the round. The streets gave Volkanovski the round. He's outstruck some of the best strikers in the UFC. Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez. Not to mention, in the Islam fight, we don't talk about this. Islam Makhachev fell down 3 times because of strategic attacks by Volk. Now, if that is not some Madara Uchiha, I waited 400 years for the game plan and I resurrected just for this and I shaved my head just for this. Dog, he's never the bigger fighter, but he always finds a way to win. He is a legendary Pokemon, Alexander Volkanovski. He is a gamer in the perfect and the purest sense. Now, on the other hand, we got Diego Lopez. And if Alex Volkanovski is a gamer, Diego Lopez is a spammer. Now, you put a gamer versus a spammer, who wins? It's a toss-up, bro. We don't know. That's how I classify this fight. It's gamer versus spammer. You know when you're playing like Injustice or Mortal Kombat or Smash and you're playing a spammer and they're the type of person, they keep you in the air so you never even touch the ground the whole time and then you just die, you fly off the edge? That's Diego Lopez, bro. You get too close to him, he's hitting you with the, you cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Dude, he's hitting you with the doggone, thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great. But not only is he a spammer like with punches, he spams submissions. Like when he fought Evloev, he said, oh, Evloev, he's a wrestler? Cool. This also, short notice, this is why Diego Lopez is in the position right now, because he came in for his UFC debut and had one of the best UFC debuts I've ever seen. Only way it could be better is if he won. He said, oh, Evloev is a wrestler? Cool. Defend this heel hook. Cool. Defend this triangle. All right. Okay. Defend this armbar. Okay. Defend this armbar again. Defend upside down booty in the elbow armbar. Okay. Defend this triangle. Guys, all those that I just showed you were in the first round.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
That was 5 submission attempts in the first round. That is how Diego Lopez fights. When I say he's a spammer, he is a spammer. That is one of the most exciting fights you'll ever see. If you haven't watched it, definitely one of my all-time favorites. And then in the end of the third, dude, he's doing a knee bar, fully locked in knee bar. This is how the fight ended. How many times you seen a fight end like that? When you get Diego Lopez in there, that's how the fight ends. You cut my life into pieces. I'm going to break your leg. So let's talk about his striking style. Lopez, he throws hard and he throws at a pace as if he only has 1 round, which we love it. He's not jab happy. Okay, he does not throw jabs. He throws hooks and uppercuts, often in aggressive forward bursting combinations. Okay, so his approach is based on overwhelming his opponents rather than like a calculated setup. And so the way Evloev beat him, Evloev has really sound defense. Evloev hit him with the 1s and 2s down the middle. He also let him tire out in the first round, and then when his speed diminished, it was easier to land those shots. Also, Evloev happens to have the skeleton of a mako shark, meaning I think his bones are literally made of cartilage. I've never seen someone just have a fully locked in knee bar, fully locked in arm bar, and just be sitting there, not even flinching, dude. Literally not even flinching. Okay, well he looks like he's in some pain right there. Ouch! So we see these 5 submission attempts by Diego Lopez. While he was throwing up those submission attempts from the bottom, Evloev was staying disciplined, staying locked in, just focused on ground and pound and submission defense. And when he got caught, he didn't tap. That's how he beat Diego Lopez. So if submission and defense is the key to staying safe from Diego Lopez, let's look at Volkanovski. How is Volkanovski's submission defense? Well, I think it's pretty good. Huh? I know some guy who's one of the best grapplers in the whole entire world who could not choke him out. I know another guy who's one of the most insane good grapplers. Dude, third grade level speaking right here. Insanely good. He was an insanely good very good grappler. You'll never find a gooder grappler than Brian Ortega. Yeah, bro. Brian Ortega couldn't submit him. Islam could not submit him. And he did not tap either. Two things that he did that Evloev also did, okay? Now, also, we talked about Diego Lopes' striking, that he's a looper. Not that kind of looper. He likes to throw wide swinging hooks, right? So how is Volk striking? Characteristically, he always lands the jab, always controls the cage. We also talked about how Diego Lopes tires out after going crazy in the first round. How was Volk's cardio? Volk's cardio is better than anyone in the division. So we got skill-wise, strength-wise, cardio-wise, defense-wise, Volk is the clear superior fighter. But we know this. We just said it in the very beginning. Gamer versus spammer. So how does a spammer beat the gamer? Well, how did Ilya beat Volkanovski? What he did was he controlled the cage. He threw hooks in bunches. And this is how Diego fights. If Diego wants to win, he has to control the cage if he wants to win on the feet. Another thing about Diego Lopes, man, you stand still in front of Diego Lopes, he's going to spaz out and he's going to knock you out. Like in the Sadiq Youssef fight. This is how I stand when I'm waiting for my spicy chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A. My pleasure? Heck, no, my pleasure. My pleasure. But yeah, you stand still in front of him. Sadiq Youssef, he came in there fighting like a buff mannequin. He got slimed in 1 minute. Lopez found the chin. He was on him like tomato sauce on Tupperware. So you need to move around. You need to be mobile. You need to keep your defense tight in round one. And I think Volkanovski knows this. And I think Volkanovski is going to do this. I think Volkanovski knows this is his last chance to get that belt at like 30. I forget how old he is, 36 years old. This is not a good picture to be letting sit while here we go. Here's a good pick. Volkanovski knows this. He knows it's his last chance. He's getting older. He's very lucky that Ilia Topuria moved up weight classes. This is a godsend for him to get the belt back. I'm putting my money, well, not my literal money. I'm putting my mouth. Hey, yo. I'm putting my words. Dude, here, I'll just tell you right now. I think Alex Volkanovski wins this one. There's no big secret. I think he's a heavy, heavy favorite. I think it'll be a really good fight, though. I think Diego Lopes puts him in at least one submission attempt. I heard Lucas Tracy say that Alex needs to use his wrestling. Alex does not need to use his wrestling. I think Alex could handle this all on the feet. But yeah, that's what I think. I think we're in for, dude, Madara Uchiha versus Guy Sensei is this fight. But let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, like it. If you want to subscribe and see some more, do that because you might not ever see me again on your feed. Peace. This is Flying Squirrel.